Aaron Rodgers is in London. Green Bay Packers are 3-1 in London. It's the first time they've ever been to London.
Kind of crazy.
Yeah, no, it's the 32nd London game. You want to know what's really kind of crazy? London's never seen a matchup of two winning teams at the same time.
That is nuts.
Ever.
Really?
That's correct.
Wow.
That ends this time.
Yeah.
Oh, we were sending them a lot of Jaguars games. So,
Well, as you know, Bailey Zappi almost made that not happen.
It was so close.
Right? Bailey Zappi almost got Rodgers because the offense is not firing on all cylinders. And I, however, see a team that's 3-1 as the offense is getting ready to ramp up. These kids are fast. Romeo Dobbs is fast. Christian Watson is fast. You got some fast kids, man. And they're going to get up to speed, and I think they're going to be real tough to stop. Rodgers is pulling out all the stops. I've never heard him talk this way. And this way being in the preseason, flat out calling them out, saying some guys aren't in the spots that they're not in, and if they're not going to be there, they're not playing. Essentially is what he's been saying. I mean, he's just saying these kids have to grow up. And I don't blame him. I don't blame him for talking this way. I know he's received some criticism, and he'll tell you he'll receive criticism about anything that he does, including the shot, by the way, that he has that he's set up for him on McAfee's show whenever he's on. Do you notice he sets it up so he shows off all the books behind him, too? You know, honestly, there's a lot of headroom there.
Yeah.
Well, anyway. So Rodgers gets criticized for anything that he'll say pretty much. And so he's received some pop, and I don't blame him. I mean, his window's closing, man.
Oh, yeah.
And Davante Adams is not walking through that door. Randall Cobb is walking through that door, but an old school Jordy Nelson's not walking through that door. An old school Donald Driver's not walking through that door. I could go on and on and on and on. So what's he doing now to bring this up? He is bringing up his closing window of opportunity as a possible piece of motivation for these kids to grow up. Hey, kids, you want to play with me? You want to keep playing with me? You want me to keep playing so you can have me here? Grow up is essentially what he said in front of his locker yesterday in London.
I think there's going to be a lot of benefits to be reaped from those guys. So I'm sure long after I'm gone, those guys are going to have an opportunity to be here and play in the second contracts. But it's about development, really, for them. It's about their mental approach, especially, like I said yesterday, year 1 to 2 can be a big jump, 2 to 3 can be an even bigger jump. Look, my decision when it comes down to it will be obviously the physical part, the mental part, seeing where the team is at. You look at the defense, a lot of guys are signed for multiple years now. That seems to be intact for a while. They got a good core on the offensive line, some young guys. Obviously 2 great backs who are still under contract. There's some moving pieces, but that'll factor in for sure. But seeing the development of those guys, can't help but be a part of the decision.
I love it. Pulling out every stop. The development of those guys would be part of the decision. What, I'm going to come back so I can get my brains beaten in because these guys aren't in the right spot, or they haven't developed, or they haven't focused, or they haven't taken it seriously enough. I'm not saying they're not, but that could be something that's going on behind the scenes. I don't know. We're always, you only see the tip. You never see the full iceberg in our world.
Yeah. He'll be back next year because if he doesn't, it'll cost him $60 million.
Well, it's not just that, too. You take a look, just look up any story about when Rodgers retires.
Massive cap hit.
At any point in time.
Massive.
When he does decide to step away during this contract, or even if he plays it all out, there is a large piece of credit that will be due. So you could sit here and say, yeah, he's leaving a lot of money on the table, and yeah, he would be leaving the team a huge cap bomb that would go off. He doesn't want to play anymore. He doesn't want to play. And if he does wind up short this year because the cupboard is empty or not as good as it used to be, and he's taking hits, well, that'll be the end of that.
We should have had a better conversation with Davante Adams before he left.
I just found it fascinating to me that in the summer, it's just like, hey, you're not there, you're not playing. If you're not in the spots you're supposed to be, you're not playing. And now it's just like, hey, I might not be here if these guys don't develop. I mean, I obviously am putting those words into what I just said. My words, that's the implication. But that, he said, yeah, that'll be a factor. Just kind of a throwaway at the end. Yeah, their development obviously will be a factor. Physical, mental, a lot of things about to do with me and my readiness and my preparedness and how I'm feeling.
Looks like Romeo Dobbs, though, is.
That's why I'm saying I had them 6 in my power rankings.